One of the hottest bikes here at the Tour Down Under, in my opinion, has to be this Rosa Track bike belonging to Elia Viviani, the reigning Omnium champion at the Olympic Games. He won that back in Rio, and I guess he's looking to defend that this year in Tokyo. This is the Track One model from Rosa, something I don't even think is listed on their website. So I had to do a bit of digging around with the UCI code on the seat tube, and I found it on the UCI's list of approved frames and forks. So there we are, a little bit of snooping. But this bike wasn't that easy to spot. Let's face it, the Tour Down Under is a road race, but why has he got a track bike here? Well, he's actually been training a couple of times on the Adelaide Superdrome, along with a couple of his teammates and also Michael Morkov of the De Koning Quick-Step squad. Plus, I do believe they're going to be racing there just a few days before the Tour Down Under kicks off too. So here's his bike. I absolutely love it. I love this colour. It's like a silver, but it's got a hint of bronze in it too. It might be gold, I suppose, because, well, let's face it, he won the gold medal in his previous bike, the Pinarello. That was gold. But it's been decked out with a pair of Vision Metron bars, 130mm stem, 42 centimetres wide. So he's not gone super narrow, which is really interesting. A lot of track riders tend to do that. If we look on the seat post as well, look how much room he's got to be able to slide that all the way along. There is so much adjustability because, remember, that's just the clamp that can slide backwards and forwards on it. Plus, the rails can slide around on that too. I'm loving that for the versatility of it. Now, something which really struck, well, quite strangely really, is the fact that Viviani uses 175mm length cranks. On the track, loads of riders traditionally used 165, and then some would go up to 170 for bunch racing, but 175 is really unusual. Now, they're unbranded, but I suspect a fair bit that they're either from Vision or FSA, who are in fact the same company, judging by the bottom bracket that's in there, because that's an FSA one. We've got a 54-tooth chainring on there. It's an SRM chain set on there as well to give you the power meter readings, and it's paired up with a 15-tooth sprocket on the rear. Got a pair of Look Keo Blade carbon pedals. They spin ever so smoothly too on the ceramic bearings. The wheels are something which we really don't see that often, a pair of Vision Metron tri-spokes. I do love a tri-spoke. And looking at them, you can actually see that they've got an adjustable hub on there, so you can actually swap out the hub internals, I guess making them a more versatile bit of kit because you can swap them between front and rear. And fitted onto those wheels is probably the best track tyre of all time, I reckon. Well, in my opinion, for looks, because again, it's like a goldy, yellowy style tread, and it's almost like latex. It's super thin. You can see the actual carcass of the tubular through it. They probably don't last very long, probably a couple of 100k at best. 22mm in width, and well, the minimum pressure in them is 145 psi, which is 10 bar. Of course, when you're riding on the track, you can pump your tyres up rock hard and you're not going to be bothered at all because, well, you're never going to puncture. Well, I say never say never because you could. On the front fork there, you can see he's got a speed sensor there for the front wheel because inside of a velodrome, you're not going to get any GPS signal. So, of course, you can't use that in competition necessarily. Front wheel has got an Allen key axle, and the rear axle, that uses traditional nuts, although there's no flats for the nuts, if you like. Instead, there's an Allen key fitting. It's an 8mm inside of that. I love a track bike, and to top it off, he's nice and traditional. He's got an 1/8 of an inch pitch chain. Get in. We've got a Celia Talia SLR Pro Team saddle with some carbon rails on there. And at first, I thought maybe this is actually a custom saddle. They've done some jiggery-pokery underneath it. But in actual fact, it's not. But the centre of it is probably the stiffest saddle I have ever felt in my whole life. It's stiffer than just a bare carbon, you know, some of the super lightweight ones you can get. It's incredible. Again, you're not going to get any bumps in the road riding on a velodrome, but that has actually blown my mind. I just can't get over that. We've also got here on the handlebars a mount for the GPS because when Elia's training, of course, he will want to see his numbers. And we've also got, just inside of the right-hand chainstay, right down by the bottom bracket, a magnet which is going to pick up the cadence from that power meter. Measurements, well, the height of the saddle, from the top of the saddle down to the centre of the bottom bracket is 75 centimetres. Then the tip of the saddle to the centre of the bars, 60.5, which is a pretty long reach indeed. And the drop, this is, well, mind-blowing to be honest, is 16 centimetres from the saddle down to the handlebars. Just check out that slammed, aggressive racing position. I'll take my hat off to him to be able to do that. I know what you're thinking. What does it weigh then? Well, I'm going to tell you, but first of all, before you get surprised possibly about the weight of it, they do have to still meet the UCI's minimum weight limit of 6.8 kilos. Hence the reason why it probably sounds quite heavy to you, because sometimes a road bike could weigh less than this. Well, this one comes in at just under 7 kilos, which may sound a lot, but considering you can actually lay up the carbon to make this bike super stiff, it's actually not that bad. And well, you still can't break the rules, can you? Despite having no brakes, no double chain set, and no gears. Let's have a listen then to the free hub sound check, despite there not being one, but we can still hear that drivetrain purr. Well, at least I hope it doesn't purr. Hopefully it's silky smooth. But remember, it's got 1/8 of an inch chain on there. I love that noise. It reminds me so much of riding on the track. It's perfection, that is. Absolute perfection. I just don't want to give it back to him. Wow, I've really enjoyed looking at Elia Viviani's track bike. Let me know what you think of it down there in the comment section below. And would you like to see more track content on GCN and GCN Tech? Get involved in the comment section. Don't forget to check out the GCN shop at shop.globalcyclingnetwork.com. And now for 2 more absolutely cracking pro bikes, how about clicking just down here and just down here? And well, I've got to go and give this one back to him.